My sister Rachel told me to kick my 19-year-old daughter out of my house so her boyfriend could move in. 2 days later, Rachel was the one looking for somewhere to sleep. She showed up Sunday morning like the decision had already been made. Sophie is an adult now. She needs her own place. Derek needs to move in here. Derek was her boyfriend of 3 months. He was 34, worked part-time at a gas station, and had just been evicted after not paying rent for 6 months. I stared at her. You want me to throw out my daughter for him? Rachel shrugged. Mom agrees. Family helps family. That sentence had followed me for years. Somehow, it usually meant I paid, fixed, covered, or stayed quiet. Rachel struggled, and everyone adjusted around her. I was the dependable one, so I was expected to figure things out. Sophie was a sophomore, studying engineering, living at home to save money. This was her home. The ugly part was that Rachel was technically right about one thing. The house was still in Mom's name. Mom had bought it years ago. After my divorce, she let Sophie and me live there while I got back on my feet. But I had paid Mom $1,800 every month for 15 years, never late. I called her that afternoon. Did you tell Rachel I should kick Sophie out? Mom paused. Sophie is an adult. Rachel really needs help right now. With her boyfriend? Derek has had bad luck. He got evicted for not paying rent. Everyone deserves a second chance. Then came the line that finally did it. Sophie is smart. She'll figure it out. You always do. There it was. Sophie could suffer because I would clean up the damage. I hung up, opened my laptop, and pulled 15 years of bank records. $324,000 in rent. Then I pulled receipts. I had renovated the kitchen, replaced the roof, installed a new HVAC system, and redone the flooring. Another $87,000. All documented. I called my lawyer. Without a written lease, he said Mom could probably treat me as a month-to-month tenant and give notice. Then he asked how much I had paid and what improvements I had made. I sent him everything. The next morning, Rachel called, cheerful. Mom's giving you 30 days. Better start packing. Derek needs to move in ASAP. I said, okay. She laughed. Maybe this will teach you some humility. After she hung up, my lawyer called. Mom had taken out a second mortgage 8 years earlier. She was 3 months behind, and a foreclosure notice had already been issued. He sent me the documents. The amount owed was about $98,000, so I called the bank. I had savings from years of overtime. I made a cash offer for the amount owed, and the bank accepted. 2 days later, the deed was recorded in my name. I called Mom first. I bought the house. Silence. What? You were in foreclosure. I paid what was owed. The deed is in my name now. You can't do that. I already did. Then she started crying. This is my house. Not anymore. I gave her the same 30 days she had been ready to give me. Then I called Rachel. She answered, I was just about to text you about moving dates. You have 30 days to vacate. She laughed until I told her to check the county records. The line went silent. You can't kick me out. I live here. I said, where was Sophie supposed to live? That was different. How? Nothing. Then her voice cracked. Derek and I have nowhere to go. You told me adults need to grow up and get their own place. That night, Rachel came pounding on my door. Derek stood behind her while she cried and begged me to let them stay. Sophie came downstairs and asked why her aunt was crying. I sent her back upstairs, then opened the door a few inches with the chain still on. Rachel wiped her face. Please, I'm your sister. Family helps family. I looked at her through the gap. You're right, family does help family. That's why my daughter stays in her home. Rachel stared at me. You wanted a 19-year-old college student thrown out so your boyfriend could take her place? I'm not doing that. I'll apologize. Too late. I closed the door. The deadbolt clicked. Then the chain. Rachel pounded 3 more times. After that, I heard car doors and an engine starting. Mom called from Rachel's phone 5 minutes later, demanding to know how I could leave my own sister without a place to sleep. I asked one question. Where was Sophie supposed to sleep? Mom had no answer. I ended the call, blocked both numbers, and went upstairs. Sophie was sitting on her bed with an engineering textbook open. Am I really staying? She asked. Yes. She hugged me, then went back to studying. I went downstairs, checked the front door once more, and left the deadbolt locked.